How's spring going for you, T-Rock?
I think spring is going good for me. Just it's about stacking days, being consistent, just doing what I'm asked, doing what I'm told to do. You know, just out there having fun. You know, just building chemistry with the guys.
You have an opportunity to step in with Calvin moving on. Do you feel like you're maximizing that opportunity so far?
Yes, sir, most definitely. I think for me, it's just been taking the approach of, taking it day by day, going there with the mindset of just doing my job, make plays when it comes to me, and just, helping the defense.
Obviously, both Keith and Johnny have been really complimentary of what that nose guard spot means for them, but what do they mean for that spot? Like, how does that help your game?
Man, that helps my game a lot, knowing that those guys are out there. Right now we're going against guys, so, it's going to be a little bit of game planning. But when we play other teams during the season, it's like, those guys are going to have targets on their back, so it's going to give me the opportunity to just show what I can do and just make the most of my opportunity. So I think having those guys helps me a lot, especially.
I mean, what was your first reaction when you found out that both of them were going to come back?
Man, it was good because with me only being here for I'm going into year 2. It was like, man, all the guys, the room coming in, I knew the guys were like, it was an older room. I'm like, oh, are they all gonna be gone? So knowing that had some guys there to help me, through the ropes and stuff. So knowing they came back, that was huge for us as a team.
What were the biggest things you learned in year 1 here?
Say it again.
What were the biggest things you learned just in year 1 here?
My biggest things I learned here in 1 year is detail, like being consistent and stacking days. Like Coach B is always about just doing what's told of you, doing right. That's been the biggest thing, just being consistent, stacking days, and letting it build up. And what you do now to affect the future. So as far as like what I'm doing now is preparing me. Him and Coach Tank always talk about like what we do now will affect us for the season. He's like always showing like the schedule and like crossing off the weeks, and just it just keeps it in our mind. So.
Terrence was talking about if Johnny and Keith are getting the kind of tension from the other teams that they probably will, that whoever's in your spot has to maybe take advantage of that and maybe be more disruptive. Like, how do you do that if those guys are getting some looks?
As far as that, just making the most of the opportunity. Like, it's not a secret when we go on the field that, like in a pass game, they're gonna double those two and like give the nose guard position a one-on-one. I think for me, it's just doing my job and just going out there playing with a motor. Just making the most out of the opportunity.
Has this been what you hoped when you transferred here last spring? Like, is this kind of what were you looking for? What have you gotten out of it?
Yes, sir. Main thing I was looking for is just somebody that just was gonna push me to where I know I could go. Being around a good group of guys, and just out there having fun, like stepping into the position. The opportunity I have now to take the starting role after Calvin leave, like that's the opportunity I dreamed up. Like it's right there in front of me. Now it's up to me. Like it's in my hands to make the most out of the opportunity. So that's what I envision. So.
There's another guy in the room who's kind of following the same path, and Denzel Jackson. What have you seen from him so far?
I think he's been good. He's been a great addition for us. Denzel, he has a crazy strike. Like it kind of reminds me of Calvin's strike. He's real good, stout, good guy. I'm glad he's in the room, and it allows me to not only like play to my best ability, but it makes me raise my game having him in the room, because it's just somebody there that's gonna push me. I can also push him, but knowing like I'll have somebody that can be a 1-2 punch. So.
You said you knew it was an older room when you committed here. At what point did you maybe realize, like, oh, I'm going to have this kind of opportunity in front of me? Was it when you committed and saw that Calvin was in his last, or was it after the season? Like, when was it clear?
Honestly, like it wasn't. I was really focused in on the moment. Like as time went on, but like as season wound down, we got to the bowl game, and knowing like what the seasons those guys had, and knowing how the seniors like Bobo, Cal, Furtis, Deion, all those ones were gone. I'm like, shoot, there might be a possibility that they all might be gone. And then like knowing that they were coming back, it was like, all right, this is shoot. It can't get no better than this. Like this, if I was a D-line, this would be the dream. Like to be playing next to those two and like knowing what it looks like those guys, those elite guys. So just following their steps and just taking what I can from them, the knowledge that I need, because it's all about game experience, and that's what they got.
How does that nose guard spot suit you personally?
I think it suits me because, well, in high school, I don't know if you guys know, I used to be an old lineman, so it was all about, O-line, you do the good work, you don't get the praise, and I feel like that's similar to how nose is. Like, you're taking on the double teams, eating up blocks and stuff, and like when the defense is doing good, you're not gonna do no praise. You're not gonna get the praise, and I'm fine with that. Like I embrace that job, but also when you're not doing your job, it shows out on film. It shows. That's why I like that.
Was it an adjustment for you becoming a two-gap guy in the 3-4? Is that a different look for you?
I think the biggest thing about going from a 4 down to a 3 down is can't anticipate as much. Like, with this, it's like really being a nose and zero. It's react attack. Like, I have to react to O-lineman, where 4 down, it was just get off, you go. Like, no thinking, which, I mean, it's not necessarily no thinking here, but you just have to slow down and, like, be true to the blocks that you're getting as far as a 3 down.
I know you've been a defensive lineman for a couple of years now. What was that learning curve kind of like when you switched over in college?
The learning curve, it was honestly, it wasn't that bad. I think as far as like learning like the technique and stuff, like anybody that comes to college over, they're gonna coach the detail. You got to learn that. I think it was more the knowledge part, like learning going from offense and then going to defense and having to learn like defense and the back and just knowing what's going on around you. I think that was the biggest thing. But as far as the technique, I necessarily wasn't worried about, because like I'm a guy, I know it's not gonna happen overnight. It's a process. Regardless of if I was on D-line, like mainly recruited D-line out of high school, I knew that I was gonna have to work and put it in like to get the results that I needed. So I think I came with a good mindset.
If you had a checklist of what you want to get accomplished in these 15 spring practices, there's not going to be another game for like 4 or 5 months. But what do you want to get accomplished before fall camp rolls around in August?
The main thing I want to get accomplished is just showing that I could be consistent. I can do my job and just be a guy that's reliable to help the team. Like ultimately, I want to leave spring ball with people and the coaches knowing that Tier's in it for defense and not just for itself. Like I want to see the defense succeed. So whatever they ask me to do, I'm going to try to do it I'm going to do it to the T, because also what they're telling me to do is for the benefit of the team. So that's how I'm just approaching it. It's like just attacking every day, being the best me, and just going out there having fun and competing.
Is pass rushing something that you feel like you need to improve at this year? What are some of the? Is it about technique or get off? Or?
I feel like, honestly, pass rush is always room for improvement, and I think that's I'm working to improve and improving. With Coach J-Mo, the good thing about him is that he coaches detail. So as far as like pass rush, he's been helping me, telling me what I need to do. I think the biggest thing for me is developing confidence. Like it's easy to build the repetition and stuff, but you just got to go out there and trust it. I'm a guy that getting more experience I get, doing the more reps I get, the more experience I get. It's about going out there and just trusting my technique and trusting what they teaching me. So spring ball's been real good for me, and trying to elevate that and just working with the guys and just stacking days.